I'd like to call the meeting to order for tonight at 5 o'clock, and please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Want me to do roll call, or, okay? Joe Barry?
Here.
Scott Bell, absent. Robert Godoy?
Here.
Lauren Sestick?
Present.
Emily Warren? Absent. John DeYoung, present. Kelly Stroming?
Here.
Thank you. And Sergio Mendoza is absent. And Mike Aurelio has a family issue, and he is absent. Jason Drivet is here. And Joe Wizawati.
Present.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. In front of you, you have the minutes from last week, or last month, April 26th minutes. And if you would please review them. And if everybody has reviewed them, may I have a motion to approve?
I'll make it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Minutes approved. I'd like to have our town manager, Joe, give us an update on the corridor plan, if anything was, Sergio referred to that. Also, our 10 licenses on the Riverfront District, and what the exact cost that would be to a new business here for, on the state side and the town side, what that combination of costs would be, just so we can get that out in the public, and maybe now that it's the resolution has been approved, we can get a little more specific on that.
Yeah, so with respect to the corridor study, which covers 109th Calumet Avenue and 101st Avenue, that plan is currently in, they're drafting the draft, if you will.
Yeah.
We've already taken a look at the, existing uses for the plan. We're taking a look at a draft of the plan at this point. I think that they're scheduled for June or July to have that complete and to staff. So that'll be presented out publicly as well at some point when that's done.
Yeah.
So that's moving along. I did attend the International Commercial Shopping Centers conference in Las Vegas this past weekend. I literally got in before midnight last night, so I'm a little tired today. But it was a very good conference. We had a lot of good contacts there, met a lot of good people that we're following up with, good contacts and stuff. So don't have really a formal report yet, and I wanted to kind of brief the council. So I'll be doing that here in the next week. But it was a good conference. It was very, very well attended. There was probably over 20,000 people that attended that conference. So,
Oh, my.
yeah, it made McCormick Place look tiny as far as how vast it was. But again, met a lot of good contacts, talked to a couple places about, the liquor license opportunities, things like that. Also spoke to some communities that were out there that had their own booths and what they were promoting and how they were promoting it. So kind of
Sure.
Was a good experience to go through that, and it was also a good opportunity for some some in-service classes there as well. So talking about economic development, putting a deal together, kind of stuff like that. It was really informative, good presentations, and it was just, constantly moving. I think I walked like 5 miles one day. It was just that much walking. So, and the time change was kind of interesting because, you're wanting to go to bed at 8:30 and it's like, okay, the sun's still up. It was very weird. So a little jet lag there, just to deal with that. So that's what's kind of going on with that. So with respect to the liquor licenses, as you know, the town adopted the riverfront district, for lack of a better word. We don't have a riverfront, we've got ditches. But under the state law, they allow you to authorize a riverfront district liquor license, which are site-specific. So those licenses don't move around. They are licensed by site. Under the way that the council adopted, the riverfront district liquor licenses are available for $1,000. That process would be basically making an application. That would go to the RDC. They would make a public presentation at that point, presenting their plan, whatnot. They would authorize the issuance of a permit for the liquor license. Now that goes to the state liquor, and they make that application through that process. So in terms of cost, it's probably the cheapest way you could possibly get a liquor license in the state of Indiana. So.
Right.
It's definitely a much more attractive opportunity. We have been in discussions with a developer about a particular restaurant locating here. One of the keys is obviously the liquor license is key to that. So
Right.
hopefully we can make that all come together. We do have a meeting on that on Thursday. That's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow morning here. So we'll be meeting with the developer to talk about that project. So that's kind of what's going on right now.
Yeah, good. It'd be great if that gets to be moved forward a little bit.
Yeah, we're trying to get it moved forward. Yeah.
93rd,
Mm-hmm.
timeline on that for the residents. Do we have a,
Yeah. So interesting enough, I just had a conversation with the engineer that's doing the construction engineer on that, which is First Group. They were engaged on that project for quite some time. That project started back in like 2018, 2019, so it's finally coming together. The eastbound lane will be maintained throughout the whole project. They expect to wrap that project up and have westbound traffic and the new lane configurations by late fall, and that'll be a welcome sight to see. So
sure.
the residents will be happy, I think, once that's all complete, when they have the additional turning lanes to clear out the backlog of vehicles that are coming in. There'll also be a left turn lane on to Kyleman. So there's going to be some nice improvements to that whole area. So hopefully that lessens the traffic burden in that area. So look for that in late fall to be completed. It probably will continue into the spring of next year, only for landscape stuff like that.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Any new business that we need to be aware of coming to town? Is there any?
Not that I'm aware of right now.
Okay.
I know when I was at the conference, just I could back up, because this is kind of like old business. I know we talked about doing the economic development, study. I did meet a firm that was out there at the conference. They're located in Chicago, which is great. He knows Indiana well. He knows St. John very well. But he's got a very good firm, so he was very well connected with the ICSC. So he was actually one of the presenters, at three of the presentations that they did. And he's very well versed in kind of putting the whole plan together. So we're going to have a talk with him, Sergio and I, on ways he might be able to help or facilitate what we're looking for this economic development study, corridor study. So I'm hoping to get together with him, maybe contact with him sometime maybe next week, and then we'll follow up and set a time when we can meet. But very good opportunity for the town of St. John, I think, in terms of getting the ball rolling on a very good plan. He's put together a lot of good development plans, so I'm hoping we can engage him for that here at a higher level.
One more question I have is, Franciscans have quite a bit of property on 41 and also behind Crew Car Wash. Is there any future discussion on what's going to actually go
Yeah, in fact, I had
41 side?
I had conversations with the Franciscan representative about the development of their property, which is south of there, not on 96, but further south, where
Yep.
the old tile store is. So in my conversations, their plan is to demolish the building and get the initial meetings and whatnot started. So I would have thought that we would be in those stages right now. They might be running a little bit behind on their schedule and their timeline. So
Sure.
be following up with them again, just to see what kind of timeline they're looking at.
Okay.
As far as the property on 96th, I have not heard what their intention is, whether they're going to keep that property or whether they're going to sell that property. But I had talked to Bruce Boyer about that maybe a couple months ago, and his thought was that they were interested in selling it. But again, I can't say that to be true or not.
It'd be good that if we find that out, then the committee, if they're out and about, they can kind of pass that along too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Last kind of update is the Freedom Fest is coming up here in July. The Parks Department and their staff is been working on that. Amazing the response for the food vendors this year. Amazing response in the sponsorships this year.
Good.
We've over doubled what we did last year in terms of sponsorships. So
Good.
very glad to see that.
That's the benefit of having the extra time instead
Well, you
of
got the
us-
extra time, you got the staff,
Yeah.
you've got them out there motivated and making things happen. So looking forward to it. I mean, I'm hope I can sit back and enjoy some of it this year
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. All righty, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Reports. Joe, you have anything?
I do not, I'm sorry.
Rob, can you give us an update on some things?
I talked to a local business owner and,
Yeah.
well, he's a Cedar Lake resident, but he's a Crown Point business owner.
Yep.
About possibly bringing baseball and softball training into a facility, either new or existing, in St. John, but they're kind of doing an initial study right now. I should have more information by the next meeting.
Okay, good. Really?
I don't have any.
The bank's got free money there?
You're never going to stop asking that, are you?
I just thought I'd ask, you
Kind
know.
of feels like it right now.
And Lauren, do you have anything that you'd like to?
No, nothing right now.
Okay. Well, the only thing I have here is SBA 504 loans. For this month, they're 6.026% on a 25-year. So money is still reasonable on that program for a commercial development. So I constantly bring that up just to let people know that, years ago we had 20% interest, and that's a great deal. And and you can talk to that, Joe, or Rob, and Joe, and what things used to be. I mean, you're in that line of work, and Kelly is, and so I think that's a pretty good commercial rate for 504 loans. So, but anything else? Nope. Okay. There's no public here for comment, so may I have a motion to it up? Joe.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.